Hi guys, Mike with Fights with Friends. We've had a lot of injuries in the past year, more than usual, and especially in big fights. Of course, Tony Ferguson, supposed to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov for the vacant title, injured, tripped over a wire. Then you had the injury with Max Holloway, an incident that he's still dealing with. The UFC can't afford to have any more of these hiccups. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Everybody, please hit that like button and let's go into what I'm talking about. The UFC has reported to SureDog that Kamura Usman has been tapped as welterweight champion Tyron Woodley's replacement in case the champ is forced to pull out of his UFC 228 title fight against Darren Till. They said it was because there's been so many last-minute issues affecting UFC main events recently. The promotions elected a backup plan in the event of an unpredictable injury. Usman, of course, 13-1, coming off biggest win of his career against Damian Maia. He's also on a 12-fight winning streak, remains undefeated in the UFC. Now, my first question when I seen this, the first thing that came to mind was, who's the replacement in case Darren Till can't make it in? So that's the first thing that I started scrolling down to look for and started scouring the web. And I couldn't find it. And I couldn't help but think back to April 1st when Tony Ferguson was injured. And he'd been injured for about a week. And the UFC hadn't exactly been forthcoming with us on that injury, on the Max Holloway incident, and a few other things. Of course, UFC deciding to wait to tell us that Tony Ferguson is injured until April 1st. So, because it makes it better if you pull a big April Fool's joke on us and then wait, it's not April Fool's. All you fools actually just paid to see Khabib fight Ally Aquinta, who's been selling real estate and not in fighting shape. This concerns me. This concerns me quite a bit, and it would especially concern me if I had tickets to that live show. The fact that they haven't said anything about a replacement for Darren Till scares the hell out of me. I'm really going to be watching this closely the next few days. Of course, Tyron Woodley has not been in the cage for about a year now due to injury. He had a shoulder surgery. He's been inactive for quite some time, though. Now, what does the UFC know that we don't? They reported it. This was on the SureDog site. They reported it to ESPN apparently on Thursday. So this is a few days back. I'm just finding this. There could be a replacement already. Tyron Woodley could have already been scratched off the card. I'm not sure. I'm not able to find the information that I feel I should be able to find as an educated spectator and somebody that might be spending money on tickets or pay-per-view to watch a UFC. Now, could the UFC just be very sloppy in the way that they're bringing this information out? It wouldn't be the first time. But why you would take one fighter, Tyron Woodley, and because he's the champ, it's a lot harder, especially if you're talking about a main event, to replace the champ than it is the challenger. Many, many, many more people care about the champ than the challenger. That's what makes it a championship fight. And we still have belts in this organization for a reason. So to say that Kamura Usman is the replacement for Tyron Woodley in case Woodley cannot make it, but to not say anything about Darren Till when Darren Till's missed weight for his last fight, missed weight now twice in his career. Tyron Woodley's never missed weight. Tyron Woodley's never pulled out of a fight. As far as I know, I don't believe so. He's been injured, but he divulged that injury, was in communication with the UFC, had surgery, said he's ready to go. He was supposedly going to be fighting Colby Covington. Darren Till is the replacement for Colby Covington. So maybe that was the idea all along. If Colby Covington couldn't make it, then Darren Till's on backup. If Tyron Woodley can't make it, Kamura Usman's on backup. Now they've used one of their backups, and they need a backup for their backup. So maybe give them the benefit of the doubt on that, but I would think there's got to be somebody else waiting, and why would Kamura Usman not be the replacement for either one of these guys? Why would they say Tyron Woodley's replacement? Why would he automatically get a title shot? Not that he's not deserving, but anybody in the division is qualified to fight Darren Till. He doesn't have a title. Now, you could say it's a mismatch and maybe not the most competitive match, but Darren Till is not the welterweight champion. He's not even the interim champion. They gave that belt to Colby Covington. So I find this very strange. I would be very surprised if nothing comes of this. I really hope Tyron Woodley is able to fight, and this whole thing is just, a misunderstanding, misrepresentation on the UFC's part, and maybe I missed something online. I did do my due diligence to scour the internet, try to find more on this. I did not see anything on replacement for Darren Till. So I said that's the reason I'm bringing this up and the reason I'm a bit concerned. I hope this match goes forward as promised. I do not want to see Kamura Usman versus Darren Till. I have no interest in that match, and that's about all I want to say about that. I have great interest in Tyron Woodley versus Darren Till. If I bought tickets to fly to go see UFC 228, expecting to see Tyron Woodley versus Darren Till, and they did not divulge an injury to me, and now all of a sudden I gotta watch Kamura the sleeping pill Usman get it on with Darren Till, a guy who just fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson in a fight where they landed about 12 punches between the two of them. I would be highly irate. Those tickets are not cheap. And you could even refund the pay-per-views. But by now, I have my airline tickets. I have my hotel tickets. That's just a big cluster, you know what. And if they have more information, if the UFC has more information, they need to come out and divulge it now. Otherwise, in the future, they need to be more transparent and more apparent in their communication. I'd say their communication absolute. Dana White, your communication absolutely sucks. Now, so that's my take on it. Let me know what you think of it. Am I overreacting? Are you a bit concerned now? Let me know down there in the comments. Everybody, please hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe. As always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses later.